Oh, hey, Paw People, how we doing out there? And good morning, wherever you are. It's morning here, so I'm having me a little cup of coffee. So, time for another episode of Pod of the Week. Kind of been crazy a little bit on my end, so that's why we've been a little bit scarce on the videos, but here we are with another episode of Pod of the Week. And this week we are doing Porcellio white antenna. These guys are pretty rad. It took a little while for me to get these guys off and running, but we finally got some young going, so let's take a look inside the bin and see what we got today. All right, so here we are with the Porcellio species white antenna, or Elmeria mountain, if I'm pronouncing that right. Isopod. So these guys are pretty good size. Let's take a look under the cork bark here. They're pretty good size. Finally got some babies. Whoop whoop. There's a couple bigger babies there. But yeah, these guys are pretty decent size. Obviously, they have sexual dimorphism with the males and the females there, you can see. These guys are along the lines of the same size as like the Porcellio magnificus, but obviously they are got a white edge, white antennas, and kind of a grayish black body. But these guys are super rad, and you can kind of see that there's a little bit of a pattern on the young there, and then they kind of lose that as they age. But yeah, these guys took a little while for me to get going. Definitely have some particular requirements. They like to stay dry, but they do need some moisture in there. So I got my moist sphagnum moss over here, but this side of the enclosure is pretty well dry, so they can stay out of that moisture. However, they do like lots of ventilation, so you can see over here I got a 2-inch vent, and then I have a 1-inch vent over here, as well as I have two 2-inch vents on the lid to be able to keep plenty of airflow through there, which also causes an issue of drying out the enclosure a little bit faster. So I have to keep a pretty close eye on making sure the moisture level on this enclosure stays decent for them and doesn't dry out too crazy. But yeah, they're pretty rad. Obviously, that took a while for them to breed and reproduce for me. But they are off and running now finally. So a little hint to one of my Patreon supporters: some of these might be coming your way at some point soon. If you're watching there, buddy. I won't say who, because then he'll know. All right, so yeah, that about wraps it up with these guys. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you're leaving it in the comment section below, and take it away there, Cheyenne. All right, Paw People, so what'd you think about those white antenna? Pretty rad, huh? So those guys do get pretty good size, so they're definitely like one of those cool kind of pet style ones, rather than a bioactive one. And obviously, like I say, I had kind of some issues getting them off and running. It took a while to get breeding, but got them breeding now, so I'm super happy. But yeah, so make sure you're liking and subscribing, smashing that subscribe button. Checking out our Patreon, and don't forget, for only $1 a month you can be a Patreon supporter, and the tiers kind of go up from there as far as care level from us to you, getting cool swag stuff, sneak peeks at videos, all that stuff. And that helps us out a lot to be able to get new gear for videos, as well as stuff for our reptiles, our isopods, our jumping spiders, so on and so forth. So thanks for your support, Patreon supporters. We appreciate you so much. Make sure you're checking out our Teespring. We got a bunch of new designs. We got sweatshirts, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers. We got all sorts of stuff. We got fanny packs, folks. We got fanny packs. So make sure you're checking out that Teespring. Come check us out on Facebook, Instagram. I think that about does it all. So we'll see you next time, folks. Bye.